Hello and welcome back. It has been like 8 months, I think, since my last video, last time I filmed something. I will say it does feel good being back on camera and just like talking to you guys and just filming things all over again. But to get straight to the point, it's been a rough summer and there's a reason why I haven't posted in 8 months. If you guys remember, one of the last thing I posted was my ambition to film my journey, achieving my dream car, which is a Ferrari F430. And my plan was to film every single step of the way until I got that Ferrari. And you guys saw nothing of it ever since I announced that. And there's a reason for it, but the funny thing is, I actually did make a few videos, fully edited, fully everything, and they were ready to go, but let's just say shit started to turn around pretty roughly for me, and that's what we're getting into today. It's gonna be a little bit of a negative video, but I do have some positives to take away afterwards. So obviously achieving a dream is hard enough, whatever that may be, a house, car, business, but I feel there's a specific kind of dream that obviously sticks out to us car enthusiasts, and that's eventually buying, you know, the car you grew up on. For me, it's Ferrari. I've been a Ferrari fan my entire life, and my ultimate dream car is a Ferrari F430. And to be in my early 20s and to have that dream be so far away economically and just place in life is a really hard pill to swallow. And I think I was a little bit delusional at the beginning of the year because I was, you know, high off this motivation where it's like, work hard, do this. If you will it will come true. And I still believe that to a certain degree, but I've been humbled this summer because it's a lot harder than people make it out to be, and it actually started off really good. My plan to get my Ferrari was to flip cars because I've been flipping cars for a while. And by this point, I believe I already had 10 grand saved up. To give you guys a reference, the Ferrari F430, the range I'm looking for, some with some miles, is about 80 grand. So I was planning to finance half of it and obviously get the other half for down payment, just to give you reference. But I already had 10 grand in my pocket by the time I started to film the whole journey. And I got that by flipping cars, numerous cars. One of my best being a Honda CRV, Honda Pilot. And I think I got 3 grand profit from that. And the dude sold it. He thought it was a transmission issue, but it was really just a clogged Cadillac. So, I mean, I got tremendously lucky. But that's also a theme of this video too, is luck and luck running out. Anyways, it started off good. I had a Chevy Cruze that had some front end damage. Nothing too crazy. My cousin, he works at an auto body shop that his uncle owns, so I've had a lot of hookups, you know, throughout the years painting cars. I mean, shoot, we painted my STI in like a day, resprayed it and all that. So it had some front end damage, and then it was misfiring, but I knew it was spark plug, something easy like that. So that went pretty well, actually. I forget, I think I got 2 grand profit from that guy, and that went pretty good. And then I also had a Dart that was like totaled, like, I mean, totally out of my comfort zone. I got that thing basically for free. So I was like, shoot, you know, suspension work, get to learn lots more. So I went for that Dart. I got a few grand from that as well. I should have wrote this stuff down, but that was a pretty big profit too. And, you know, a few flips here and there. And let's just say I got about like 20 grand in amount in a span of a few months. That and saving from my job. I make about $25 an hour, so nothing too crazy, but I'm pretty frugal, so I was able to put a lot of that away. So the flipping is going really well. I'm saving money for my job. I'm pocketing money from the flipping, and it's all going pretty well for me. And then this is where a mindset shift started to happen, and things kind of started going downhill from here. So I had a Facebook post come across my feed one night, and it was for our Ferrari F430 with some miles, with a salvage title, stuff I'm not really concerned about. It didn't really bother me that much. That may be for better or for worse, you know, it's up to you. But I lowballed him, and after a series of lowballs, and he accepted the offer. And I was like, oh shoot, this might be a real thing. And let's just say I did not have tens of thousands of dollars at this point, even though things were going well for me. I wasn't there yet to just drop it on a Ferrari. So I was like, well, I have like 15 grand that I have right now. So I was like, oh shoot, I go to my girlfriend. I'm like, dude, this might actually be a real thing that can happen. I don't know. How naive of me looking back on it. So I go to the bank, I go to like 3 banks, and I'm like in a freaking rush, dude, to try to get, I think we were talking down to 70,000. I think 70,000. I don't really remember. But I was trying to get this $70,000 loan, long story short. And I was trying everything. My credit score is pretty good. I mean, I had, a decent amount down, right? And I was like really, really, really trying to go for it. And I got denied by every single bank due to my age, pretty young, and just lack of credit experience. My credit score was good, but my credit experience, there wasn't a whole lot to go off of, even though I have a mortgage. I thought that would have helped. But granted, at the time of it, I guess I only owned the house for 1 year, so I guess that's still not a whole lot. But I got denied, and to make a long story short, the chances of getting said Ferrari slipped away. The dude eventually sold it, and I was gutted, man. So 2 things happened with this gut punch. One, my confidence in myself started to waver, because now I was just told, no, I cannot own my dream car. And I got so close. It felt so close, and it felt so real for the first time in my life. So to come off that high and come back to reality was brutal. Number 2, that the confidence in my series started to waver pretty badly too. Because not only was this going to be harder than I thought, but more importantly, it was going to take more time than I originally thought. And that did me pretty bad, because at this point, I'm like, screw the series. I want a Ferrari right now. I'm going to do everything in my power to get it this summer. Must happen this summer. So I sell my daily. My beautiful Audi S6 that I've put so much love and work into. And the worst part is, I lost $4,000 on the car because I sold it for much less than I put into it and what I purchased it for. Did not see that coming. Because at this point, I think everything's going to work out in my head. So far, pretty much everything has worked out in my favor. My luck's about to change for the worse. So I lose $4,000 there. And then that's immediately followed up by my lusting for another car. Because now I need to replace my daily, because I don't want to daily drive my SDI. So I need to go buy another car. So stupid. It's an Audi S4. Granted, a beautiful one. Perfect spec Audi S4. And it did not move. I thought it was just a clutch job. What a mistake that was. There was a lot wrong with that car. A tremendous amount wrong with that car, apparently. And I didn't know that until after the fact. So I bought it, put it in my garage, got some quotes, and the bill came back pretty tremendous. By the way, I put $9,000 down for this car. I know, $9,000 on an Audi S4 that doesn't move. I know. But that's just how bad my decision making. That goes to show how bad my decision making was this summer. So $9,000, and I'm like, oh shit, I just lost $9,000 on this car because I'm not paying to fix this thing. I don't have the skills right now nor the time with, just the work-life balance and whatever to fix it myself, nor do I want to. And now I'm not paying a shop to do it. So at this point, I'm $9,000 in the hole already. So I'm like, I need to get rid of this thing and get rid of this thing as fast as possible. So I sell the Audi. I got a few grand back from it, but I still lost thousands, a significant amount. And by the way, the car had a lot more problems than I originally thought. I just went into it very blindly. And so now at this point, I have lost thousands. I've lost thousands in my first Audi, and now with this second Audi that I wanted to get a quick high off of, and I thought I could fix her, I just lost multiple more thousands. In hindsight, I should have just stuck through it and tried to fix it. But no, I'm in a rush. Fixing that Audi would have taken time I don't have. So my confidence was pretty, it was already bad before. Now it's even worse because now I've just lost multiple thousands. I have taken quite literally a financial step back away from my dream. So that dream that felt so close at the beginning of the year just got so much further. And I had no one to blame but myself. So I was beating myself up about that. Long story short, after a month, I finally got my confidence back. I finally got myself back up and was like, you know what? I'm going to get this Ferrari. I'm going to get it sooner than I think. And I'm going to go down on it twice as hard. So I bought 2 flips at the same time from an auction. By the tone of this video, I think you know how this is going to go. The first one was a Forester. And by the way, I bought these 2 flips for a total of like, I think 6. Yeah, it was 6 grand. 6 grand for both of these cars. The Forester, they hit it very well in the pictures. The underside of the thing was gone. There was rust, corrosion in every single inch of the car, and they did not show that in the photos. They did a great job hiding that. This car was sitting underwater for like about a year. I mean, this thing was an ultimate, it was just an utter piece of shit. And the clutch did not work either. Like, you could put the thing in first, leave it, let go of the clutch, and it wouldn't stall. So just was not connected to the engine. The transmission and the engine were in 2 separate pieces. So obviously, there's no way I'm bringing that thing back to life. I mean, so there you go. There's another few thousands gone. Gone. And the other was a Nissan Altima with a CVT transmission. And by the way, this is the dumbest transmission ever. It moved, but it didn't, like, I know it doesn't actually have gears, but it wouldn't shift up, if you know what I mean. And long story short, after fighting with that for a month, we found out the transmission's gone. And so at this point, I have lost, and in a few other deals that went bad, I have lost 20 grand almost at this point throughout the course of the summer. So all that money I gained at the beginning of the summer, I have now lost through a series of bad decisions and a bit of unluck, I will say. I mean, they advertise those flips very well. But ultimately, I mean, I put it all on my shoulders. I did a terrible job. So that basically leads up to the recent 2 months. That's what happened all through the summer. And I remember coming back from that auction that day and coming home, looking my girlfriend in the face and saying, I lost more money. I lost our household more money. And I remember she was like, oh, like, she just felt so bad for me, man. And I felt so bad for myself too. I was trying so hard not to cry, man. I was like tearing up. I remember walking through that door like I've lost almost all of it, dude. I mean, I'm damn near rock bottom now. Worse than what we started off this summer. Significantly worse. So at that point I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break from the dream. I'm going to take a break from all this and just put in a little overtime at my work. No more flipping, no more investments, no nothing. I just want to just stop taking a risk and just stop doing anything for a little bit. And so I did that for a few months, and that actually didn't go too bad because I've built up my savings pretty good since then. My Ferrari fund, pretty well since then, just saving and just doing some overtime and just being a little bit more frugal with my life and just making small little moves here and there, which catches me up today now. And my mindset shift since this summer. So now my current mindset, I feel, is a bit healthier than what it was at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, I can sum it up best by saying I needed this car so bad, and I loved the idea of having this car so bad that it was making me so unhappy in the moment that I was missing everything going on, all the beautiful things going on in my life at that time. Because I was like, I need this Ferrari. I need to prove something to myself. And I want it so bad because then I will be fully happy if I just had this Ferrari. And that is a terrible mindset, in my opinion. I think that's just an awful mindset because you just miss so much of what's going around you in the current moment. And I now have a new mindset of being more present when I'm with my dogs, when I'm with my girlfriend, when I'm with my family, focusing trying to be a better person and focusing on the small little things, the small little joys of life. And I'm still hungry for my dream car. Don't get me wrong. That is not died. I have since built that back up, built that confidence back up, built my finances back up, and I still really want to own this badge one day. But I'm not as much in a rush as I was before. I'm still hungry, and I still think that's very important. That's a whole nother topic for another day, is hunger and entrepreneurship and all that. But I'm not in such a rush anymore. I'm sitting back down. I'm trying to enjoy the sun while we still have it right before that brutal Alaskan winter kicks in. But to just kind of close here, just to sum it up, I feel like I know it's so cringy, but it's like, enjoy the journey, I think, is the biggest takeaway. Enjoy the journey. Don't rush too damn hard. Because once you get that dream, I can speak from experience on a different dream car. This was my high school dream car, my achievable high school dream car. And I wasted a lot of nights thinking about, oh, what if, what could, oh, when I get that STI, the world's going to be my oyster. Everything's going to come to me. It's going to be great. And it was great for about a month. But then after that initial high of getting my high school dream car, I still had problems, still had bad days, still wanted something else. I became obsessed with something else, the next dream. And so I look back, and all that time, all that anxiety of like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not going to be happy until I own that dream car, it was all wasted. You waste so much in between then and now, or now and later, And so at the beginning of the summer, I got a taste of that Ferrari, and I fell right back into that same trap of like, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be satisfied with my life until I achieve that dream. And it's just such a mistake, man, because there's so much to enjoy. And so the closing of this summer and this fall has just been so much better. I've just been so much happier. I've just been enjoying the little damn things, putting my phone down a little bit more than usual, just trying to stay off, social media, a bit more and stuff, and just be more present, in the moment. When it happens, it happens. Like I said, I'm still pushing hard. It's still my dream to own a Ferrari, but I'm not in so much of a rush anymore. It's going to happen when the timing is right, as they say. It's going to happen. But in between then and now, I'm going to have a damn good time, And I upgraded my sim setup, for example. That was money. I was like, oh, it needs to be for the Ferrari. It needs to be for the Ferrari. But I was like, dude, am I just not going to do anything between now and then? Like, no, dude, I want to upgrade my sim setup. I have the money to do it. I can comfortably afford it. That's what I'm going to do. Obviously not blow all my Ferrari savings, but, have a little fun in between now and then. But anyways, I think that's really it. And that's really the story. I have not read off a script. This has all been kind of just one shot filming, I guess. So this probably is so choppy. I don't even know what the vibe of this video, or if this is going to make any sense, how this is going to go editing. But I hope you guys took something away from this and hopefully learned something, or learned from my mistakes. I hope, you know what I mean? If everything I went through this summer can help only a few of you guys, I'd be very happy with that. It's definitely helped me. So I don't know. I'm going to stop yapping and rambling now. That was a lot of yapping, wasn't it? Anyways, I want to post more, hopefully. But yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps somebody. That'd be awesome. I want to go back to posting pretty regularly. Like, we were doing pretty good for a second. We got into over 1,000 subscribers as it stands now, and then just stopped. But I want to continue doing it. I want to make more videos about the Alaskan car community, all that good stuff you already know. But we'll see what happens. Taking one day at a time, right? But anyways, I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Later.